I'd like to start by for us to do simple exercise, and I want to demonstrate it first, for all of us. And if we please, if we can do it all together when I finish with that, just hold your hand like this, and you take your finger from from the right hand and start from this end at the end. And when you get very softly, very to finish, with your, hand to this is end. I find this very useful for me and very beneficial when I want to just to slow down and then, give me take a break and pause. And I just want us, to start, to do that all together. And, you might not feel the effect, of it the first time, but, no harm done if you don't do it. So let's do that all together. Please, just hold your hand like this and start from this. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. My purpose of this talk is to share some ideas for us to start a discussion. What is mindfulness? A lot of time we hear that word so many times, and a lot of people have different definition of it. Why I personally, believe we can use mindfulness in our daily life. Mindfulness is attention. It is a non-judging and respectful awareness. Unfortunately, much of our time we don't attend this way. Instead, we continue to react, judging whether we like, dislike, or can ignore what is happening. We evaluate ourselves and others with a stream of expectation and criticism. Mindful attention to any experience is liberating. Mindfulness brings perspective, balance, and freedom. About 12 years ago, a number of Buddhist teachers began to share a new mindfulness tool that offers support for working with intense and difficult emotions. They called it RAIN, RAIN. It's an acronym for the 4 steps of the process. It can be used in almost any place or situation. The steps give us somewhere to turn in a painful moment, and as we call on them more regularly, they strengthen our capacity to come home to our deepest truth. Like the rain, like the clear sky and clear rain after a cooling rain, this mindfulness practice brings a new openness and calm to our daily life. I'm going to go over and take each one of those acronyms and go a little bit, describe a little bit, and define what I really how I can relate to it. R, the first one, stand for recognize what is happening. A, accept and allow life to be just as is. I, investigate inner experience with kindness. The N stands for non-identification. Rain directly deconditions the habitual ways in which we resist your moment-to-moment experience. Rain begins to undo these unconscious patterns as soon as we take the first step. So let's start with the first one, which stands for R. Recognize what is happening. Recognition is seeing what is true in your own life. It starts the minute you focus your attention or whatever thoughts, emotion, feelings, or sensations are arising here and now. As your attention settles and opens, you will discover that some parts of your experience are easier to connect than others. You might recognize anxiety right away, but if you focus on your worried thoughts, you might not notice the actual sensation of squeezing, pressure, or tightness arising in your body. You can awaken recognition by asking yourself, what is happening inside me right now? Call on your natural curiosity as you focus inward and try to let go of preconceived ideas. Listen in a kind, receptive way to your body and heart. The second acronym, A, acceptance and allowing, means letting be the thoughts, emotion, feelings, or sensation you discover. You may feel a natural sense of wishing that those unpleasant feelings would go away. But as soon as you become more willing to be present with what is, a different quality of attention will emerge. Allowing is essential to healing. Accepting is allowing us to relax and open to the facts before us. Acceptance does not mean that we cannot work to improve things, but just now, this is what is so. Zen Buddhists say, if you understand, things are just as they are. And if you don't understand, things are still just as they are. The third one is investigate. At times, simply working through the first two steps is enough to provide relief and reconnect with your presence. In other cases, the simple intention to recognize and accept is not enough. If you are in the thick of a divorce, about to lose your job, or dealing with a life-threatening illness, you might be easily overwhelmed by intense feelings. In such situation, you might need to further awakening and strengthening mindful awareness with the I rain. With investigation, you engage in a more active and pointed kind of inquiry. You might ask yourself, what most wants attention? What most wants attention? Or how am I experiencing this in my body? For investigation to be healing and freeing, we need to offer a gentle welcome to whatever surfaces. Investigate with kindness. Imagine that your child comes home in tears after being bullied at school. In order to find out what happened and how your child is feeling, you have to offer a kind, receptive, gentle attention. Bringing that same quality of kindness to your inner life makes inquiry and healing possible. The fourth is non-identification. Non-identification means that we stop taking this experience as me or mine. We see how our identification creates dependence and anxiety. In the practicing non-identification, we inquire every state, experience, and story. Is this who I really am? In the end, non-identification, you turn your attention to the simple realization that you are not your mind, nor are you your thoughts. You are the awareness that is always there underneath every thought, emotion, and sense perception. I love that. You are the awareness that is always there underneath every thought, emotion, and sense perception. You can practice the steps of rain during a formal meditation whenever a difficult emotion arises, or you can call on it in the midst of a daily life. Either way, the key is to be conscious and purposeful as you initiate the practice. Know you are offering a committed presence to what is true here and now. When you decide to try it, consider this specific suggestion. Pause, cultivate flexibility, seek help, be mindful of doubt, be patient. Start practicing with small stuff. I personally use those steps myself in dealing with many stressful periods in my life. If you like to read more about rain, I recommend reading books by Tara Brach and Jack Cornfield. Books like, The Wise Heart by Jack Cornfield and True Refuge by Tara Brach. Thank you.